ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for the post-sectional last 16 knockout. And if you're on the Facebook page of Jindalee and you want to watch it on YouTube, search for Bowls Promo TV, and that way you can bring it up on your smart TV. And with all the news that's news, Jimmy C. Have I got you?
Thank you, Wayne. I better put my headphones on first.
Put some ears on, so.
Hello, everybody. And we're back here ready to go with another big game. We've had 3 big games so far. That last one was sensational. Even if the scoreline was a bit one-sided, the bowls were frighteningly good. We've got a nice picture of Peter Leon's back to start with. The Afghan, or the Punts, or whatever that he's called, for different nicknames, got through their section. They played a draw in the last game. They got through their section against a team that had 2 draws. So they were pretty hard done by. I thought they would have qualified as second best, but they had a win and 2 draws, never lost a game, and they're out. We're doing a 3-1 situation. We were chatting about whether you get 3-1 or 2-1 at different places, and conditions of play in this is 3 for a win, 1 for a draw. Now, we've played 3 games today, and we'll be playing into the night, so we don't expect the greens to be very, very fast.
And the lights are on.
The lights are on and everybody's home. Leon's got those pretty bowls, so you can tell when they're pretty far from the kitty and pretty close to the kitty. Red and yellow turning colours. How many years ago did he win the state singles? Not that many years ago.
It's just
probably
out of COVID.
3-4 years ago, won the state singles. And playing with Gary Andrews skipping him, ex-chairman of the Premier League for Queensland for many years, started Premier League off and remained organising that for some 10 or more years. And I didn't know Bonnie Atwell very well until I saw her play this morning. And she and Kane Nelson have played exceptionally well. She's fantastic all day. That's got them through their section. I haven't got the numbers here. I think they won 3 wins plus 37. The numbers will be coming out on a computer sheet to me shortly, and I'll be through all the section winners. The Delgados won their section the last game. They beat Wayne Masters and Alan Howard in the last game by not very many. They both had 2 wins going into the last game. Leaders of the pack is, we call them Team Shillo. That's the way you start. You trundle one down, you sit there, shot bowl, make 2, finish a foot behind. The way that Bonnie played the first game and the way Kane Nelson plays, I'm leaning towards them as being the winner of this game. Let's take nothing away from Peter Leon and Gary Andrews. Been accomplished players for many years, and it's marvellous that we're actually playing on this green. We're playing bowls. It is heavy. Strangely enough, it hasn't stopped raining for however long. Kane's given his hands throw at that, so it mustn't be up. But we have got 4 games in process at the moment. We have 7 section winners and the best performed second place, which was Sean Wheeler and Tom Fitzpatrick with 2 wins and a fair plus. They've got through as number 8. The problem with getting through as number 8 is you play number 1, which is Dean McWhinney and Dale McWhinney Shillington, who were in spectacular form on the last live streaming game, in Game 3 that we've live streamed today. There's one to Leon. And he got the shot sitting on the bowl. I'll be very surprised the way Bonnie played the first game today. If she's not here with this one, but if she's not competitive with these guys in this game. Wayne Netter's the boss around here, and he's been keeping the tide flowing nicely today.
Yeah, I'm the other Robbie.
Yes, he's Robbie too.
Robbie, yeah, Mark 2.
Leon's missed his grass.
And I can see why Robbie's so skinny, because you're just running around all day, no time to do anything other than set up.
Oh, she's after it. She's needs a bit of help off those short bowls. First one would have been better to wick. No mean feat for the old boy to play 4 games in a day, 4 games of 15 ends.
Yeah, he was sitting up there just chilling, getting his rest. And then he says, oh, you're on the TV ring. Oh, they're going to make us play today.
I'm not sure how my old man nicknamed him the Afghan, because he could sell sand to the Arabs. But the punts, I'm not sure of his age. I would think that he's hit 65 a long time ago. I'm pushing him a bit over 75.
Matt getting a bit crooked.
Gary's a little bit too wide. He won't get that one home with the amount of rain being on this green lately. Well, we did just about get it home. He was only a couple of foot over.
And that annoying little bit of mist was out there again before.
Well, we're seeing a backhand runner here for this bowl. It's worth four shots, I would think. The red and yellow one. Jason Curry's watching. He's watching a lot. He's all the way down my screen here, actually. Good, Jason. Here we come, a backhand runner between those bowls. He's got the white bowl at the moment.
Rattle?
Does he draw a shot? Yeah, he draws a shot.
Just like that, eh?
And it gives him a look at a jack-eye bowl.
So I think Sir Francis Drake would be happy with that one.
What are we going to play? Crackerjack movies halfway through this? Little quips of Crackerjack movie in between ends.
I don't mind it. It's a good movie.
I love it. We just watched it pretty regularly. I don't know that's going to make it all the way. Would have.
Yeah,
Might have.
look at that.
It did make it all the way.
Don't want to fall
What
over.
a bum commentator.
Doesn't want to fall over.
We have Matty Sargent playing here today.
You
How
know,
many times that he's represented New South Wales, I don't know.
there's a cup.
Would be in the hundreds. And they took out a very good team in the last one to nearly nothing.
This is.
Had to get a touch on it. One,
Punts with-
two, team punts.
Team Punts gets the mat.
For those of you that missed the third game today that we live streamed, it was I bet not say my pleasure or a thrill or somewhere halfway between to get a full commentary 15 ends with Graham Shillington, or the famous Shillo, to go through a few old stories between us, and very entertaining to do a whole game commentating with Shillo.
Well, I saw him in the corridor before, and I said, "You coming back?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll come back."
I know that Jackie's wandering around up the other end on the phone. I thought that Graham was heading home.
You won't win the state singles with that one, Ponce.
He mightn't want to win the state singles again. He's done that. Well, Bonnie's got about the right weight, but she needs a bit of help off Ponce. Almost. Here we give Cohen Litfin and Peter Brown on the next ring in the left-hand corner. Well, I guess I can run through and tell you who won the sections. I was waiting for the actual numbers. But we have Chris Monk and Matty Sargent that are playing Jimmy Flower, and Jimmy's with Greg Robbie in the knockout game in the last 16, both winning their section. And then we have Delgado's are playing Peter Brown and Cohen Lipton. I mean, they're the sort of players that you want to win your section, but you don't want to draw them next up because they're very hard work beating those guys. Chris Monk and Matt Sargent were leading Peter Leon Jr. and Scotty DeJong 20-1 in the third game. And if anybody saw Scotty DeJong and Peter Leon play in the live streaming game, they wouldn't believe that they could be behind by 20-1 against anybody.
Sorry, I was distracted. Shillow's coming back. I was just getting his chair ready.
Well, Shillow's coming back to commentate.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'll need another beer to handle that. Or a beer.
It's his shout.
Well, you don't expect much different from Nelson to just draw one a foot behind. Get on the mat, you're holding two, draw one a foot behind.
Well, that was good timing. He was just getting one.
He's a bit wide this time, or a bit short to go with it. We call it a blocker or a shocker. We're not too sure. We're not used to cane bowling that far away from the jack. But it's going to be annoying anybody wanting to play forehand. We have the sound on the side of the green so we can hear what they say to each other quite regularly, and so far we have had no real swear words at anybody.
Well, we've got a bloke out there on the telephone, so I've just got it turned down a bit.
We're hearing his story. He's ringing whoever. Oh, what a marvellous gesture, Graham. Here comes Ponce.
And there he goes.
Oh, he was close to a result. This could be something to celebrate. We have the famous Graham Shillington back on commentary out of nowhere. I thought he was going home, but we've talked him into staying. That's the least of my worries. The biggest worry I have is the fact he's gone crazy and bought me a beer.
I was told that.
I would think that it was a marvellous gesture from Shillow. I would be one of the most blessed people in Australia.
You should be too, Jim.
How's your microphone? Is it on?
Yeah.
Can't hear myself.
I couldn't hear him.
We just got to switch you on, I think.
I turned it on, didn't I?
Mr. Leon bowled a skinny one. Can she get the gap this time? No, she wouldn't have been up. They are holding three.
Oh, that's better. I can hear.
I was talking to the boys after that game, and I told them that anything I said on the commentary while commentating your boys,
It was
I
nice.
didn't really mean any of it. I was forced by Graham to say all those bad things about them,
Of course, Jim. Of course.
and they understood immediately.
As I told you this afternoon, mate, they understand the bullshit that comes out of my mouth occasionally, so
Well, you got enough weight to push that short bowl up? Did he
He's
come
underneath it,
underneath and
mate.
hit the jack?
well, www.
Ponce was happy with it. He managed to raise his hand above his waist high.
So anyway, I've been out of the bowls wheel for a long time. I don't play and get around too much anymore. So who's Bonnie Atwell?
I didn't know from a bar of soap until this morning, and I watched her play almost perfect bowls in the first game
Sensational.
against the Serenas. Let me just get that one right. No, it was the second game when they played the Serenas. The first game they were leading 33-4,
Holy mackerel.
and she'd drawn 33 shots.
Oh,
A lot of
Kane.
them had been taken out, but then Kane followed her through.
that's a good backup bowl from Gary.
That 2 or 1, she's going to tell us.
She said one. I have a look
Other than
now.
being, I would suggest Kane's girlfriend.
I saw that where his hand was laying somewhere on her body before, so I thought, yeah, there's something going on here.
When they were preparing themselves for the first game and they were sitting very closely, I gathered that sort of information before the first game started.
It just
I
stood
had a
out.
guess.
You just had a guess, Jim.
You just pick up on stuff like that, don't
Yeah,
you, Jim?
he's pretty quick, Wayne, I'll tell you.
And I thought he's doing very well playing with this girl, playing with his girlfriend coming into this tournament. And the way she played in the first game, played the North Ipswich boys,
On a string. She had it on a string.
and
We've got a bit of weight coming in.
Skinny.
he's going for short bowls.
The backhand curse,
One.
Jim.
Oh,
Two.
yeah.
And the way she played in that first game, I understood why he's playing bowls with her.
1.
Once he'll try and get 2, I wouldn't
Oh,
let
yeah.
him measure.
He'd try anything, mate.
I wouldn't let him measure. In by a foot. 1. Good try, Ponce. I mean that in the nicest possible
Well,
way.
of course, mate. Well, I've played with him before, so I know what he's like. I've played against him several times.
Anne-Marie Atwell. Henry Bonnie Atwell fractured her hip 3 years ago playing rugby and took up bowls. Where's the story?
Who's that Jason Curry bloke watching?
Well, he's watching.
Isn't he? Oh, he must have his late TVs going on in his lounge room.
Thank you for that, Anne-Marie. That's the full story, 25 words or less.
Nice to see Bonnie giving these up-and-comers a go. Jimmy Oliver, nice call. Well, if you looked at the names, you're going to pick the Shillingtons to win a section, aren't you? Well, you would.
No, I just asked Jackie, mate. She tells me what's going to happen.
Okay, you're getting on the right side of that team, okay. I would have thought it would have been very close between Peter Leon Jr., Scotty DeJohn with Chris Monk and Matty Sargent.
Well, I would think so.
I
but,
don't know what the final score was, but it was 20-1,
It was 24-3.
24-3. I don't think I've ever seen anybody beat Scotty de Jong 24-3.
No, I've tried a few times, but that didn't work.
No.
He's a cagey little bugger. Anyway, his dad's out there trying to beat my boys, so
Well, he was always going to be out there trying to beat your boys, wasn't he?
he
Good shot here by the punch.
Tommy the legend. I just said to him before I come into the room, I said, come on, Ledge, give it to him. He turned around and looked at me and says, oh, now I know you're in my corner, Shillo.
Is this good?
It's
Is it
gonna
getting
be
better?
alright.
Big try.
Oh, they're in a handy spot.
Yeah, he's one of, what do they call Wayne?
That's a lurker.
It's a
A
lurker.
lurker. There, we got a lurker.
Gotta write that
Far
down.
enough behind to be a lurker. Probably could have been just another foot off the line to lurk.
Yeah, okay. Have it your way, Jim.
But I did mention one of the state singles where we were short a player and we brought Blocker in. And
He would've gone well. He
Blocker won his
didn't he?
section,
Yeah.
and he won another round, and he had to play Scotty in round 5. And that brought the best out in Blocker.
Oh yeah, he loves it. He loves a challenge, old block.
It should have been live streamed really, just for the action.
Yeah. Understand, mate. Understand. I see Blocker occasionally down at Burley when I go and see Dale, and we all sit down and have a Blocker to Shillo talk. A little bit tight, guys. Your weight was good to get to the white bowl.
What's the chance of Kane missing this, sitting this bowl? He's quick.
Yeah, I think this time of the day too, the greens changed a bit, so they're trying to put weight on. So until they get their weight with their line ratio right,
It's very bright on the screen. If we
Yeah.
look out through this window,
it ain't bright.
it ain't bright at all. Sun's down or going down. Actually, that's the brightest Peter Leon's ever looked. And like the word bright and Peter Leon's never gone in the same sentence, really.
No, I can see his white socks now.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we'll go back to Matty Sargent and Chris Monk.
Yep.
Well, Chris Monk was a late call-in because Matty's housemate, Andrew Chapman, he's having a lot of health issues at the moment, so he pulled out and
Well, he missed it. He missed it, but he did touch the kitty.
yeah, he did touch the kitty. Give it a chance, Jim.
Yep. So the monk got called in.
Yeah, the monkey got called in. No, he didn't get called in, mate. He just overheard a conversation down at Burley a few days ago, actually. And he says, well, I'm available if you want me. So there they are.
Well, you would know more than me because I've been out of the state lines for a few years now. But I would think that Matty Sargent probably played a couple of hundred games for New South Wales.
No. Well, Matty's working for me now.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so,
He must have played 100.
no, I think, what did he say? He's played 47 games for New South Wales.
Okay.
Right, but that was over a lot of years.
Players-
A lot of years.
I was
He
going to
come-
say, he's
he-
been high up for a long time.
Yeah.
He goes back into nearly my era, or when I was a state selector anyway.
Yeah, well, I retired in 2000, and apparently he come onto the scene after I retired.
Yeah,
So
soon after that, I haven't been a state selector since '08, and he was high in then.
yeah. You know, he's good for New South Wales. That's a fair effort.
Not everybody's good enough to skip for New South
Oh
Wales.
shit, no, mate. No. I was lucky enough to play every position for Queensland, but
They let you skip at one stage.
yeah, as soon as Glass went to New South Wales, they threw me out there and threw me in the deep end. So
Somebody must have been kneecapped.
I did
Okay.
all right. Actually, I did all right.
I don't imagine you didn't. I know your preferred position, but
Look, these days, mate, I just enjoy a game of bowls. So always try to be like on 25 again and try and play the perfect shot. But as the body gets older, mate, it's a different story these days.
Yeah.
So Dale and Dean are playing as I said before, Tommy Fitzpatrick and Mr.
Wheeler.
Wheeler, Sean Wheeler.
The Wheel.
And they played each other in the second game today.
Yeah, they did too.
Yeah.
Oh, how
So
about that?
Wheeler's come through with a 21-1 win in the last game to push himself into.
I didn't actually see that.
Yeah, to push himself into 8th place, and so two teams out of the whole day have come from one section.
Well, I imagine that last drawn game that Gary Andrews and Leon drew with Ken Anderson and Val Scott, I imagine that they both had 2 wins and a draw put them both qualifying. But Val had already had a draw.
Yeah.
So he was undefeated with 2 draws and a win. We did the argument last night, said the conditions of play, say 3 and 1. I always barrack for 2 and 1 because I put up a fact that you could be a fair bit of minus and the other person doesn't lose a game.
Okay,
But we play conditions of play, and it didn't dawn on me till you said that they've already played each other. Interesting. Has Schiller got his pink Hamilton gear on? No.
No, Jason, I've washed it and it's on a hanger waiting for you, mate.
That's some sort of a shot. Helped the problem a bit. Oh, might still be 2. Ponce is waving that stick around.
Good on you, Mr. Curry.
I don't know whether he's still got his Hamilton shirts from 2004 or 5.
Mine, they're.
I've still got mine from 2001.
I think I gave Alan Law for his museum about 3 or
Great
4
shot.
Premier League shirts. So
Little touch-up.
it could have been in that package, mate, that I gave it to him.
Okay. To go to the...
Tell me more about the Bowls Museum.
Oh, Alan Law had this
Bowls Museum.
Bowls, yeah.
Had everything in there.
Everything
Fantastic.
from footballer bowls to you name it, from all around the world.
Tennis.
Yep, you name it, anything sport memorabilia.
It was at the RSL at Surface, wasn't it?
It was.
It RSL?
No, at
Was it- was a club at- it was a club at Surface?
Yeah. It ended up at upstairs at Mudbury Bar Bowls Club, mate, but they wanted the room, so it all went back
Here we
into
go.
one of his sheds.
Oh, we've got something. We've got the lot, except
At his house at Mudbury Bar. So.
2 or 3 bowls. Yes, that was really sad because we would always go there and just run over some of the things.
Yeah.
Well, there was pictures of you, there's probably a few pictures of me, and days when we were able to be taking photos of.
Yeah, true. Yeah. At the right time of the day.
Yes. At the right time of the
At
day.
the right time of the day, Jim.
Do you want to see that one again?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look like it.
There was at least 2.
There's nothing on the scoreboard yet. It's 0-0-0.
Yeah, they're pretty clever.
You don't think Punce is going to put anything up there, he'd have to add. We'll just put 2 on this scoreboard and see how we go.
Well, that's a good start for the old boys.
Yep. I've already said that the others were favourite.
Oh, absolutely. You can't beat youth, mate. And
Punce being 75. How old do you reckon you're going to give him?
well, he was 72 when he last
When
won
was
his
state
last state
singles.
singles. Yeah, so
Which would be Paradise Point 3 or 4 years ago. It was in
well,
COVID.
I think Dean won it at Paradise Point 3 years ago. So probably the year before that, Jim.
Okay. And I'm giving him 75.
I'll give him 75. All of it. And he's still out there. He's still competitive.
We'll do 2 quick stories here. When my brother and I played with the old man who was a leading player played 42 years in a row at the district sides.
He was a legend of Brotherberg, mate.
And they said, oh, there's somebody at the Gold Coast that's played 43. I said, well, the old man played 42 in a row. You're 43 and didn't play them all in a row. But anyway, we argue about that one. But we first came down here, the two young up-and-come leads for Queens. Well, they were never for Queensland because they didn't get picked. They were in their 30s.
Who was that?
See, Peter Johnson and Peter Leon.
Oh yeah.
They played lead and second, and they beat everybody. They carried their skips.
Oh.
Oh, I'm thinking of his. Used to say "hey" all the time. Hey.
There's plenty of vehicles that do
Hey,
that too.
and they used to. I remember they beat everybody. They beat Keith Poole. They beat blah 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 blah, and they couldn't get in the stateside because they were in their 30s. And John was 20. I was 25 or 26, so we didn't have any chance at all.
Yeah, but
In
it
those
finally
days,
happened, didn't it?
we couldn't beat the players at that stage. But those two players were so sought after at lead and second,
Yeah.
and they were far too young to get in the stateside because they were 30.
So you go back to like the 80s and you think of the bowlers that were our mentors,
Yeah.
like the Alan Shirleys, Seth Davies, Artie Booth, the Keith Pools, all the Lou Breens, Johnny Langs, like the leads of the past.
Desi Cooper brought Charlie through.
Stan Kermer, Charlie Hayes. Oh man, come on. I ended up. I played third for Charlie in my last Test series at East Maitland, and it was he came back from New South Wales, from Maryland, I think it was, and
Yep.
it was good to finish off with Charles.
Fantastic. But I can remember, well, here's another one. I remember under 45s at Toowoomba, which was a fantastic tournament.
Always a
It's probably
fantastic
the
tournament.
tournament I looked for, even better than district sides and state
I
teams.
think that's where you stole my name tag from.
Yeah, we'll leave that one till later. But we played beside this team. I'm playing with my brother and two other blokes from Bargara, and we'd won it in '85, which was near a miracle. We got $2,000 in '85. We'd never seen that much money before for a bowls game. We came back the next year and we're playing against this bloke called Johnny Taylor.
JT.
And his lead is Peter Leon. His second is Peter Johnson. And his third is Peter Leon.
Oh, yeah.
And as Johnny Taylor would always say, good bowl, Peter.
Good bowl, Peter.
Good bowl, Peter. It didn't matter whether they went near the kitty or they went 10 foot behind the head. It was good bowl, Peter. Good bowl, Peter. And after playing a game and a half beside them, it was beyond John and I's thing of not going across and saying,
Good
hey
bowl,
matey,
Peter.
shut up. Sick of this good bowl, Peter, good bowl, Peter. Why don't you say something else?
It's funny you didn't need an interpreter.
Well, the interpretation came out when we drew them the next day and they beat us by 20.
Oh yeah, there you go.
He said, I'll give you a bit of hurry up, young fella.
Yeah, I remember when he got dropped from the stateside. Anyway, we had a New South Wales versus Queensland test match at Belmont. Anyway, I was in the development squad, and anyway, I ended up having to lead for Johnny Taylor against New South Wales in a practice game before the test series.
Yep.
And he says, Shillo, I need you today, mate. I need you today. I need you to just fucking bang, bang, bang. I said, no worries, mate. Anyway, we ended up
Good shot.
playing
Get out of the road, Gary.
playing against Stevie Anderson, actually.
Yep.
And I think we beat him by 20 shots.
Yep. Well,
And
Bush
old
telephone
JT,
went
yes,
through.
thank you very much.
well,
I used the bush telephone to get the message to Gary.
See
Yep.
that?
see who got him out of the road. So much to remember.
Here comes Ponty. Short,
Well,
mate.
Peter Leon was in this team too, I think. Steve Glasson was there. The year that Johnny Taylor won the
Yeah,
the state fours and the Australian fours. Steve Glasson was his lead,
yeah.
and Georgie Hoth was third from D in near Rockhampton,
And it was Peter Leon.
and Peter Leon, young Peter Leon.
No, senior.
Yeah, young Peter, but he was
Yeah,
a
he
young
was young
Peter
then,
Leon because it was a long time ago.
He beat us. They beat us
You were
in the
with
semi-final.
you
I
were
was
with Camper
Julia.
Bassey,
Yeah.
weren't you?
I wasn't actually in. I was in Gosford. I already paid for a week's accommodation for the Greenkeepers Federation week in
Okay.
Gosford. So I was in Gosford for 2 days, and I'm at the Gosford RSL this night after bowls, and I get a message from reception. Graham Shillington, come to the reception, please. So anyway, down I go, and it's Julio on the phone. I said, Graham, I need you.
Graham, don't be short.
You got to come
Got
home,
to be
Graham.
up.
Graham, I need you. You got to come home. I said, oh, what's going on, mate? He said, we're in the semi-final at State Fours tomorrow. I said, mate, I've told you I'm going away for a week. He said, I can't get a plane for you, mate, but the bus leaves in Central at 7:30. Be on it. So by the time I get to Hamilton Bowls Club, it's 11:30. There are 8 in front, 4 ends to go. And somebody tells me, just walk through that door, through that door. Oh, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, Gazzo.
Just aim them up the other
Yeah,
end
mate,
and let them go.
these old blokes, they pull them out of their pockets.
Shot of the day.
Yeah, so I walked in one gate, walked out the other, went down to Hamo pub for 2 schooners, come back and they lost by 8.
Well,
I had bag of bowls and I had my white clothes on from the day before.
close,
And he has...
clean. 2 shots. No, that was, I remember the year, but it was so, I can remember that Johnny Taylor had a foot to draw in the final to the lip, to touch her in the ditch a foot away on a green running something, and he drew it within a foot, and the opposition, I'm not sure it was Steinhardt, but it was somebody good, whipped him out and he drew it back. 2 balls within a foot of the kitty in the ditch.
I remember watching JT and Rob Perella. They played the Winter Carnival
When
singles
he
final.
when he drove at him on the green, sitting on his haunches.
He was sitting on his haunches, yeah.
That was pretty famous from Robbie driving at a Perth.
Yeah.
That was a long story. You better say it a little bit better. I just interrupted you while you were saying.
Nah, that's okay.
That got around everywhere.
Yeah.
Robbie driving at a bloke 10 foot to the side of the green.
Yeah,
Is he up? He makes 3 if he's up.
Good line again, but
Hunt's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
give him 2. He wants to know how many it is. 2.
2. All right, let's go, Bonnie. Make this game.
I asked some Johnny Taylor stories. Stayed with Johnny Taylor in Jeff Baldwin's place at Billawheeler.
No.
The big pairs was
Big
on.
Jeffrey?
Yep. I'm not going to tell any part of
No, I
the
wouldn't.
story except that
What goes on the bush stays on the bush, mate.
Johnny Taylor decided to drink more red wine than Jack Torrance, and he failed.
Yeah, bad.
Mr. Grass's time.
Yeah, how's the weight? We've just got to keep that weight momentum going. That's not bad.
Jack Torrance was another stalwart of our bush players. He played district sides for where they had different times. It was called different things out there for 40 years, and he played 40 years in a row for the district sides, and they asked him to drive to the other end of the combined district to have a trial.
And what did he say to you?
He didn't play 41 years.
No, I don't think so.
He had to go from where he lived at Monto and ran the sawmill outside Monto, whatever the sawmill was.
Well, behind, mate. It's a good effort.
And they had to drive the other side of Nanango to have a trial game after he'd played 40 years in a row for district side, which stopped him playing for 41 years in a row. And Mark Torrance, his son, is the leading player out that way now. And Bronwyn, his wife, they as was in 2 state finals in the last few years.
Yeah,
We go through some
40
old time stories here, Shillo. Do you think
Oh.
you start some newer time stories?
Oh, mate, newer time stories.
There's newer time people listening out there.
Yeah, well, do you want to head how far or you want to go back?
Somewhere near the right grass.
Don't know. It comes down to weight now. Just
Well,
got to
you-
keep that weight
You
control
had to
going.
get hold of it.
As I said, mate, as they're trying to use more weight as it's getting later in the day. So
Well, it's getting dark. If I look out through the window, it's nothing like what I can see on
No.
the TV screen. My screen has now got 15 Jason Currys is watching in a row.
15 Jasons, one's enough.
What are you going to do? Hello, over here I've got Jason Curry. I'm glad you're not playing bowls as you don't have the head TV. Go Bonnie Atwell. Come on Shillo, the stubbies get in the way. Has Shillo got his pink helmet gear on? Looks a little slow, hope the weather holds from Mike Winter. Vince is watching from Dappington, Sydney as per usual. And Artie Booth was coached, what a great man, from Rob Wetzel.
Rob.
Artie was a great man at bowls, but his missus knitted some great jumpers.
She did too, mate. She did too.
She,
And I remember
she knitted.
Des-
She knitted for hours
Hours
and hours and hours, like 8 hours a day, every day.
I remember Rambo. Oh, well, I call him Rambo. Desi Dollar,
Yep.
his wife. Same
Yep.
thing, but made socks, woolen socks.
Is that Kane's girlfriend? Well, we're thinking so. I haven't seen it written on a piece of paper, John, but
Yeah, but all the trademarks are there, mate.
whenever she bowls an ordinary bowl, he doesn't say anything. So I would suggest the answer to that is it his girlfriend? I would think yes. As for Gary Andrews and Quince, that's different altogether.
Totally. Yeah, I remember the first year we had the district sides down at the Gold Coast. This is when I was playing for, I don't know, Gateway, I suppose. You go to the casino at night time, mate, and most of the Queensland district bowlers were at the casino. This is just a novelty. And I remember a mate of mine, Bungie Werman from Cloncurry, and Magoo, Mr. McGee.
Damien.
Yeah, Damo. They play on this poker machine. Anyway, Damo's put
Bowl fell.
$8,000 through it.
Yep.
Never won a thing.
That we've got to collect.
Right, so Bungie said, mate, it's got to pay. So he put $8,000 through it too, and never got to pay.
You put $5 in it.
Yeah, and walk away if you double it. Anyway, here comes Bonnie.
Close too. I think she's here. When she's here, she's shot.
Yeah, she's close. Great shot.
2 shots. They give you one push your own shot out of the road, and someone else draws basically a back knocker. That's just what you don't want. Well, it's not, it hasn't scared Punce on being up.
Doesn't scare him.
He's close
No.
to getting his own ball out of the head.
3 down now. Oh no, he's only
No.
2 down. 2.
He's got 2. Imagine when you say 3 down, you're predicting what's going to happen when this bowl leaves Kane's hand. I'm predicting they're 3
me
down too.
Yeah.
But they're not 3 down till he lets it
Interesting
go.
to see what hand he plays,
You
actually.
draw a shot in the backhand and sit on it.
Line's good.
Yeah. Weight's pretty good too. Pretty cool.
Very good home. We got both sides both sides of the paddock covered and the back.
State finals got played down at Capella Bar about 4 years ago,
Yep.
maybe 5 years ago,
That's when Chris Rosanis won the singles.
and beat Damien in the final.
Yep. And Damo beat Dale in the semi, I think.
And like there was a bloke in a wheelchair playing on a green that was running 12, 13.
Yeah.
Had played how many games of singles in a row, I don't know, out of a wheelchair, and playing with his arm with no...
Yeah.
Everybody else was getting to the head by throwing their body off the mat, running off the mat like a English...
Good shot, Kane. Bit of a target, but it's in the
think-
head.
Gary's flat drive isn't one of his sort of weapons.
Well, if he goes too fast, I'll have to pick him up off the ground.
Yeah, he's going to have to arrive with his best weight here, but he hasn't got a flat drive.
Oh, I don't know. Fair. All depends on his weight now.
And he's going to miss. Damo made the final of that singles and got beaten like 25-23 or something.
No,
in
it was
that
close.
final.
Yeah, no, it was good bowls.
And when I went back, I thought, I'll be able to reach the head on heavy greens now, because I've seen a bloke in a wheelchair that just does 2 or 3 swings with his arm in a fixed position and played all the weight coming out of his arm. Wasn't a bloke with a stick like that. They all reach the head with a stick.
Well, Steve Glasson was the same. If you ever look at Steve's action, he was like a pusher.
Yeah,
He didn't have that like fluent Steve Anderson style of,
you know,
it was like down, gone.
yeah. It wasn't like Bob Purcell playing ditch to ditch on heavy greens with a 6 foot, 6 foot long arm,
backfoot.
6 foot
backswing.
backswing and 6 foot through and reach the head. Damien was playing and sitting in a wheelchair and throwing them down, and I thought that was, you know, so magic. And here he is next door on the screen.
There he goes.
He's playing these blokes like Cohen Lipton,
Yeah.
and he's Cohen Lipton and the rest of the boys and Scotty de Jong running off the mat to be able to get enough weight to get them up. He's just pushing them down there with his arm.
Well, he played in the Commonwealth Games in, where'd they go? Scotland or something?
Yeah, through the water.
So you can imagine this is nothing to him.
Yeah, this is fast compared to playing
Well,
over
should
there.
be.
They'd nearly call it off for being too fast.
Yeah, put the sprinklers on, Jim.
He's banged 2 somewhere near the head again.
No, she's fairly steady, eh?
Well, I don't profess to know all the lady players these days. I'm a bit too far in the bush. I still know most of the men players. But she's been pretty impressive.
Oh. No, Pucci's got a toucher and he's behind, so
He's done most things right.
He's got something to play to.
He's done most things right. He dropped the first one short. Second one, he's got a yard behind and touched the kitty.
Mate, there you go.
And he's wandering over the sideline off the green to talk to somebody,
Of course.
which is...
And you'd be
Punch wouldn't be able to play bowls unless he went over talking
Exactly.
to somebody.
It was like Alex Matthews. Same
Ooh.
thing.
Now you're digging one out.
Yeah.
Heavy with a dash of lemonade.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Alex, it's yours turn. Where's Alex? It's his bowl. No, can't find him anywhere.
Yeah.
He's talking shit fucking 5 rings away.
I'm not. I don't know. You're supposed to say talking rubbish.
Oh, he's talking shit.
Go
We got
and
16
go
to
and
1.
click that scoreboard over
16-1.
after 6 ends.
That's early drinks.
Here's Gary looking to touch that kitty.
It's a little bit tight, mate. Weight was good for a draw.
I got some more stories here. How's Team Delgado going? Well, I suggest not very good at 16-1. Roy Jamison, fond memories of Jindalee, plus Dad started his bowling career at Jindalee, is that right? being carried. So. Well, here he comes. He's trying to trail this kitty 2 foot. Having a little, oh, it's going, gone.
And go.
Cameras are holding up good in the light, in the dark.
Well, look
Yeah.
how bright it is. Look at the,
The screen's beautiful.
maybe I can't see through that window properly, but it looks dark through the window. And it looks like better than daylight out on the green with the shadows from the lights. The lights might be really good. She got enough. She got enough grass. Don't want to hit this jack because she's a little tight. Doesn't want to hit the jack. Well, Kane steered it around that jack. Too wide for you, Ponce. Better grass. She gets up, she's drawn a shot, but she's not in.
Looks a bit tight.
Got across, there's a bit of draw there. A few footprints there. You can see where they're walking now. The
Yeah,
water
a bit of
coming up.
dew, well, with the cloud cover and the moisture in the grass, so the dew might settle a bit earlier.
Here we go. Luke Wilson, James Connolly, Karen Decadence, Susan Reed, Jen Watt, Ozzy Moore. I was going to ring Ozzy. I haven't got his number.
Aussie.
Kane Himes, Beth Lipton,
Thanks,
Andrew
Michael.
Paskins. There's another one. Luke Wilson.
Thanks, Michael.
Hope you're still using those Taylor bowls I sold you, Aussie.
I wanted to know if he did any much commentary. Last time he was on commentating, he was going so good commentating with Robbie's. And sort of he didn't really take umbrage at that, except that I soon found out from my golfing boys that he'd done something like 22 years of commentating in US Open, other assorted golf tournaments.
Is he going to leave the jack alone?
Nope.
No, doesn't need to.
It's not in his gender.
Puts us saying one.
Aussie a great bloke. He started playing bowls at Burley Heads when I was working there, and he's just a great man, great bloke.
I met him a few times
And,
when I've been to Burley.
Very, very good sportsman.
Looking after Fletcher, trying to keep Fletcher on the straight and narrow. Tried to tell him he'd be no good.
You tried.
Tell him he'd be no good until he learns to drink while he's playing. I don't know that you're up, Gary.
Okay.
Don't want to hit the kitty anymore. And I don't mean we are up 6-3, Sargent up 6-3, Sargent's up 8-2 and Litvin's up 16-1. So we've got the scores from around the grounds. McWindy's 6-3. Do we know who the section winners today are? Yes, they're all out there on the green in front of us. Which is Kane Nelson, Gary Andrews, Delgado. Had to get through that gap.
Under? No.
Delgado, Lipton, McWhinney, Shillington, Tom Fitzpatrick,
And who's he with? Sean Wheeler
Jimmy Flower,
and Pell. Greg Robbie.
Greg Robbie, and Matt Sarge.
That's alright. Two.
Got to be 2. That's got to be level.
Frozen.
Right. I just had to hit it harder.
Alright.
The touch button.
Righto, we've called it 4 all. And we'll call it anybody's at the moment.
Through that. 10 to go. Who's going to put the foot down first?
You're on in, but she's just about got the jack. You might have to.
Getting there.
She snicked it. She snicked it.
One man, one finger. Alright, Punty on the mat. Another behind her.
Focused on Jimmy C getting you a beer.
Be the first time this year. That's a good line again, that see. Wait.
Come on.
Yeah, no, you got to
Hurry.
take a bit off. You can't take the weight off at this time of night.
Hurry.
It ain't gonna happen. So we've got a couple of blowout scores there. Cowan's up 16-1.
Mick.
So Wayne, where do you play bowls?
At Woombai.
Woombai. Nice little area up there.
Yeah. Playing for the first time at Alexandra Headland on Wednesday
Okay.
afternoon for the QH Hay Hoteliers
the
Day.
Hoteliers Day, yeah. I played in a couple at Alexandra Headlands on Hoteliers Day.
Well, I skipped for some Palmer's fellas last week because James Tustin wasn't fit, and we won. So I guess
Doesn't matter.
I got a text message yesterday saying your services are required again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So I imagine I'm in exactly the same position.
Happy days. Yeah, it's nice of the club, mate. They're a bit like Jindalee, mate. They're a small club, but yeah, the hospitality's always great there. Nobody's really grabbed it by the throat at the moment. Putsy's got one. Comes Kane. See what Kane can do.
Yeah, well, as a skip, I make a really good lead.
Look, mate, it's just about enjoying the game. That's what bowls is all about.
Oh,
mate.
we have a great time. It's a great bunch of fellas.
They are, mate. Yeah. Doesn't matter what level you are, mate. Bowls is for any age or any level. So it's how you want to take it and take it to the next level, I suppose.
We played some legends last month. There was Shorey.
Peter Shaw.
Is it Des Shaw?
Des Shaw.
Yeah.
Peter Shaw.
And,
Cloundra.
and who was his mate? It'll come to me.
Wayne was part of a famous trip to New Zealand from Malulabar people,
Okay.
organised by Wesley Hedges
And Gary, there's 2 for the old boys.
with Johnny Clark Spectacular, Jeff Brown, and I flattered with Stephen Hibbert.
Oh my God.
I rest my case. We will know no further into the
No,
story.
I wouldn't go any further. Anyway, good trip, mate.
It was 8 days, and we have Honda Hart, a member at Bagara now, because they gave us a courtesy bus. It was Shearers have, that they all knew there was a they have 100 courtesy buses to the Shillers. It was halfway through the season.
Oh,
They were only using 50 of them, so they sent one to us, and all we had to do was hose out the bus before we used it. And we had a courtesy bus to drive everywhere for 8 days for nothing.
Happy days.
And then Honda Hart said he'll drive it, which was even better.
mate.
And then on the last day, we won so much money, we had to spend it on bluff oysters.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, we had to get 20 dozen fluff oysters and put them on the table.
Stop it, you're making me hungry now.
20 dozen fluff oysters.
So you talk about having fun, that was fun.
That was fun, it would have been fun.
Well, can't tell that.
I love
Yeah.
the oysters.
Bluff oysters.
What's
You've
spotting
got to
now?
get some bluff oysters.
Oh, a little walk.
We'll get some bluff oysters. We'll get bluff oysters.
Enough for third
20
shot,
dozen
mate, so
bluff
it's only
oysters.
two. Well,
Stories.
Matty Sargent, he's the oyster man.
Is it?
Yeah, mate, he used to pick oysters down in Bateman Bay or something.
Okay, yeah.
That was his job for a
Once doesn't
couple
keep
years.
that toe very far back on the mat when he plays, does he?
No.
Sarge is up 10-2 after 6 ends. We have the same scores from the other games as we gave you, reading the scoreboards. It's just that the Monk and Sarge have gone further ahead, 10-2. Greg Robbie and Jimmy Flower. We may not be seeing them tomorrow night. Sunday morning.
Oh, they're out there having a go, mate. There's still plenty of time.
They've won this section. They've done it the hard. And 10-2 isn't beaten with 9 ends to play.
Absolutely not.
Needs help here.
Ooh. I think it's only two. I don't know about that back one and the front one. The three would be a good pickup for the old bloke.
How would a sideways view tell us who's got third shot? Right? We could do a sideways view somewhere there. Sideways view of Gary Andrews. Here we have it. Can't quite see that front one. That's fine.
No matter, we'll find out after this bowl anyway, on 2 bowls.
He's got the short
It's hanging,
ones.
hanging. No change. Just got to add another one.
How far do you have his arms out then?
One stick.
the biggest whiting.
One stickling.
Biggest whiting I've ever seen. We got a score over there. Sarge has given you a score. Is it 10-2? 11-2.
Oh,
Good shot.
Oh.
Good shot, Gary.
Yes. I think we might see a bit of. Oh no, it's over.
Yep.
What did he say?
You didn't say anything. You understand it's 3.5. Put down 3 and we'll work on what the scoreboard tells us later. You want to back the half?
Yeah, I'll go the half.
Where we've had the mat there is bringing the juice out of the green, as greenkeepers understand it.
Well, let's see. I'm parked down the bottom there, mate, and walking up past the golf course, mate. There's still water laying around there with the fringes, so it's going to take a while to go around.
Bundaberg and Megara have had no rain for 6 weeks,
Like
and
you.
it started to rain a week ago, and it's rained
Ever
4
since.
inches 4 times.
Yeah, I believe. Because when it does
We were
rain up
whinging
there,
about it.
when it does rain up there, Jim, it rains.
We were whinging about my yard was dead.
Yeah.
Now I can't
your
pick
flower
the only
garden.
thing green in my yard was the bindi eyes, and I was getting ready to clean them up, and now everything's green. I've got to go search for them now.
Well, just take your shoes off, mate, and see how you go.
Yeah. I've got a pair of tweezers at home. After wearing my shoes, I take them off and pick the bindis out of them before you put them into the carpet. Good shot here, Punce.
He's up this time.
It's a bit behind. goes any further behind, we won't see it. That was a bit quicker than I expected. Expected that to pull up.
Now you picked it out.
One's going the
Oh.
same place.
One is following each other at the moment.
See that little hand pat that you give there like that?
Oh yeah.
When you say good
So
try.
nice, isn't it?
Well, my old man had the same sort of hand pat. If you played one like that, he gave you a hand pat behind the head
Yeah.
as you crossed
I
over.
remember that.
As you crossed over, you got a hand pat behind the head. You didn't get a hand pat on the hand. Things have changed over the years.
They have, mate. They're getting softer.
Same in the football. Bloke knocks the ball on, cold knocked, and they go and pat him on the head
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of punching
Oh,
him
sorry,
in the
mate.
head.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah.
Instead of punching him in the head. Hello, we got a bit of scoreboard beside us. We don't mind. I don't mind a bit of that scoreboard.
Sorry. Press the wrong button.
Harry. We'll
Give it a
call it.
chance, mate.
We'll
Give it a
call it
chance.
toucher, but could have easily hit that on the nose.
Could have. Still plenty of room.
Like the 7 years or whatever I was games director for Premier League, he was my president.
Oh,
Gary.
right, okay. Oh, yeah, it would have been.
And
yeah.
Brett was the secretary who did
Yeah.
most of the work if it wasn't anything to do with games.
Mm.
He used to have a booklet, whatever that went out. Every club had a page and Brett would write a story about each club.
Yep.
And I used to really like doing the live TAB radio with Pat McElwain in the morning on
Yeah,
TAB.
yeah.
Because if we played against Toowoomba, you know, we wouldn't leave Toowoomba till 11 o'clock. We'd get back to Hamilton at 1 o'clock.
Mm.
We'd be at the casino by 2. And I'd do live TAB at
Calling.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, there was sometimes I had to put Grubsy doing it because I didn't trust myself to be up to scratch.
Yeah, well, that's
Up to
understandable.
scratch
Jim.
at 6 o'clock
That's
doing
understandable.
live with Pat McElwain. He
No.
was a pretty funny bloke.
He was, mate.
He could
yeah.
get you.
I
He
had
could
a-
get you to say things that you probably didn't want to
wanna
say.
Yeah, I had a couple of interviews with him.
I really enjoyed chats with Pat and the TAB, and he was the first person invited to all our Premier League finals, of course.
All right, what's Punzi got for us?
You're going to put that right toe right on the front of the mat.
Well, there he is. He moved his foot.
A bit
There we
further,
go.
a
All
bit
right.
further.
He
No,
doesn't- he
it's
doesn't wanna
normally
fall
further
over.
than that.
Excuse me. That wasn't a foot fault, was it?
I don't really think foot faults make that much difference.
No, not really. Anyway, good tackle.
Well, he
Right.
ran into one of them.
I
He
think
was
that-
dreaming of the other one, but
Yeah.
he got second prize.
Well, I think Cullen's finished.
Yuck. Wanted that one on, darling. No,
Oh, no.
are they our bowls at the back? We can hear him. We can see him and we can hear him.
Yeah, true.
That's a
that.
bit of a worry,
It's,
isn't it?
it's scary. Yeah. If you don't know the bloke, mate, you'd get a shock when you met him.
Yeah, we wouldn't like to put any stories in.
No.
Might have been the night that you got presented with your interstate badge at Maruka
What was it for?
and the district sides, and there was a lady sponsor
God knows.
was there, and she was putting something up on the wall, some advertising flags and whatever up on a step ladder. We'll leave that be. That'll be the end of that story.
You got me.
I reckon it was the night that I got your Gateway name badge,
Oh, okay.
when you got presented with your interstate badge.
No, I got presented that in Canberra.
Oh, okay, well,
I must got
it must have been re-presented to you first time in Queensland.
Oh,
or
right.
whatever. Anyway, you had it's got a nice shell on it for Shell, and then Gateway and Graham
Oh,
Shillington.
that's like, yeah.
And
Yeah, I know, Jim.
I asked you that night if you needed that thing. Now you've got an interstate badge with Graham Shillington, Queensland on it. You won't need that. I said, I don't really. I said, could I have it? He said, you said to me, are you really going to wear it? I said, yes, I'll wear it. I said, we're going to that nightclub tonight.
Oh, he didn't stay.
And,
Good effort.
and just in case we get into any trouble or
just put
whatever,
yeah.
I will be wearing this name badge, and I will be able to go under the name of Graham Shillington.
There you go, see? I help everybody out.
And I've still got the name badge.
And Graham's still barred from,
No,
right, from the
Graham
casino.
wasn't barred, hasn't been barred from anywhere, but it just was
Yes.
a precautionary thing.
Yet. I'm waiting for
I'm very proud to
I'm
have a
waiting for
name
the
badge
phone
with
call.
Graham Shillington written on it, actually. Not everybody's got that.
Should know.
Crash.
I haven't got
It's
it.
needed
I
a
haven't got
feather,
one.
Oh, he's got it.
needed a feather, and
Two.
I got it.
See, that's what good weight pays off.
Righto, Gary. Are we up or down? That's a pretty tricky question from the skip when you're two down like that.
Well, didn't he just leave the head?
Maybe he can't see up the other end.
I see a backhand.
Pretty
Backhand.
ordinary. He mustn't be able to see much up the other end if he thinks he might be
Well,
up or down.
From what we can see and
Mm.
looking outside, mate, I wouldn't be able to see much.
No.
Backhand pump, mate, if you're underneath the front bowl, mate, you can land the shot bowls.
Well, he played something on his forehand last time that was
Well,
somewhere near it. He needs a bit of divine intervention here. He's up.
You reckon? He's travelling.
He's
yeah,
up.
He's up.
How big's the gap? Big enough.
Big enough.
That's what they make gaps for. You would say that was slightly unlucky. A pretty good shot.
Yeah, that
We
weight
want
on.
him to charge on the backhand and do something down that backhand
that's
corner.
that same weight on the backhand, mate. He had
Didn't
more,
have a
more of a
gap?
chance. He had more of a chance.
Didn't have a gap.
No gap.
Sollies.
He's around it honestly this time.
Oh, he's going
Is
to pay.
he up?
No, he's not up. He could have paid for that.
Yep. Could have nearly charged into that.
9-4. Really halfway through it. So they're playing 15 ends all the way through the whole tournament, or?
I think so, because I don't know when it gets quarter-final time. I know there's no time limit in the final,
Yeah.
and they're playing time limits in Sunday morning, Sunday lunchtime. Have a look at the scoreboard. Not much chance of reading that scoreboard either.
No, I'll get a checker to get some scores for us.
Well, I'm going to put 9-4 here, but I'm not sure. Nine, 7. That's more like the score that I thought it was. I didn't get the score they had last time. And how many
8.
8 ends up there, aren't they?
Yep, 8 ends.
Alright, we've got our numbers up. If she's up, she's in the money.
Yeah, good shot. Yeah, not a bad set.
Let's have a look what's going on here. Tony Peterson, Graham Oates, Alex Harmon, Trent Bremer, hello Trent, Justin Knight, Peter Leon Jr., 15 ends all the way through, no time limit finals. He knows what he's talking about.
Thanks, Peter.
Jeff Davis, Graham Oates and Peter Leon Jr. doing watching and sending stories in.
Graham Oates, where have you been?
You've been on a few times today.
Graham, and lovely man.
I'll have to take your word for that.
Yeah, no, he used to holiday up at Burleigh every year.
James Connolly, Gavin McDonald. They keep coming.
Oh, mate, they heard you were on again, mate.
No, they heard you were on again.
Nothing to do with me. Smooth out. See the thing about you don't bounce the bowl, you know where the bowl's going.
You bounce the bowl, you know it's going to be shorter, so you bowl it 6 foot heavier. No answer to that one, sir.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I remember back in the day. Yeah.
We have got Sarge leading 12-2. And we have got Team Shillow leading 13-4. Through the gap by Gary Andrews, a great bowl straight through that gap. We think we know 3 winners because one's in the shower. They've already finished. Cohen Lipton and Peter Brown. Through that gap again, Gary, you sit on that bowl. So we have got at least 10 the difference in the other 2 games. This is the only game with much interest on who's going through to the last 8 on Sunday morning.
I'll show you Gary delivering, but look at the head over there. Oh, they just moved it. They had so many bowls within a mat length.
Yeah, see? Bowl's behind, mate.
Easy. How much joy can you have? Can you read Punce's lips after that one?
No.
He went through the gap, the next one he tucked the kitty in between the 2 basically front and back touches.
Gary's always been clever.
Like he's playing as good as he used to play. He's always been a player. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he used to play with. He used to play
Jeff Twist.
Bob Marin. He played with
Bob
Bob
Marin.
Marin a lot. He played with Twisty a bit.
A lot of times.
Bob Marin, Trevor Crompton, Don McKillop.
Donnie.
We played them a few times in the state games.
Donnie's up at Maribor now.
He wouldn't be very young. I
Don.
thought he was old in those days.
That could he bowl?
He was well sought after because he kept putting lead bowls on the jack.
Exactly. A great singles player at Burleigh.
Ashley Van Winkle, William Sargent, hello Billy, Derek Jackson, Campbell Buchanan, good evening from Christchurch, she says.
Go the Bros.
Billy Sargent, well, could be related. Could be related to Matty Sargent, who's cruising along nicely in this field. And Rip Van Winkle, well, he was in the money winning the... He was in the winning team, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At Club Marucci last weekend.
Okay.
With Roger Manning.
Looks like the boys are putting their bowls away on rank 5.
Roger, I've won everything Manning. Oh, Punch, he's loaded the gun. Look at him.
There he
He's
comes.
firing.
Played it good.
There he
He's
comes.
firing it
Played
into
it
the
good.
air.
He's played it good.
Oh.
Gee.
Oh, at least he's opened it up for.
He was as stiff as that stick he's holding.
That was slightly unfortunate.
Well,
Could
looks
have got,
like,
could have got a much better result then.
Looks like the McShills are through. They've taken their bowls off the ground.
Does that mean you've got to go home?
Oh, we'll see.
That'll walk.
Hey.
That'll walk. When
No,
they leave.
I've got my own car, mate.
All right. Okay. Oh, I suppose they were here at 7:30.
I was finished mowing 1 green by then.
Inside.
You must have started too early at that rate.
Stop.
That's not a bad shot.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
You've got to leave the Gold Coast by 4:30 to get to Brisbane at a reasonable hour, mate.
Yeah, I understand. I came down the Western Freeway on Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
There's nothing free about it, and there was no
No.
way you could go anywhere.
no, I'd rather just drive to work, and even if I've got to spend
Have a
an hour
sleep.
sitting there, whatever. it doesn't
Go to
matter.
have a sleep.
Yeah.
I did my first time in the tunnel,
Oh, did you?
all the way from over Chermside way.
Well, Gary's got
Have
one
you-
left.
Did you have your JP on? Because it tells you where all the speed cameras are.
Oh, okay.
Gary's got one left. He's going to have to do something with his last bowl. He won't let these blokes go
Yeah, you can't get them out.
any further in front than this. Especially if he draws a fourth one. He's not
Oh,
up.
he's not happy.
He's up.
Oh,
He was going behind. He's
yeah.
going behind. He's going to drop short and draw a touch.
Oh, well, just draw one.
How about we'll just draw another one?
He wanted to
Yeah.
be behind and give it a bit of swish. I wanted to be up. That old trick, as a good skipper uses, put one here 4 foot behind, and they drop short on the kitty.
Funny that, isn't
Oh,
Works
Gaz
every time, that.
Gary's missed it on the wide side.
it? Yeah.
Punch wasn't thrilled. Punch didn't look thrilled.
He's not happy, Jan.
I would think Bonnie was more thrilled than Punch at that
Absolutely,
one.
I would too. We'd be seeing the kids on Sunday morning, I'd say.
Wants it short.
We're going to say 4, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, I'd say 4.
And we've got 6 ends for 6 shots. And the call is we have to go to the AFL club tonight.
Oh, really? Where's that?
No idea. It's called
Lions.
Lions.
The Lions.
You wouldn't credit You wouldn't credit it, but they dropped myself and Wayne off at a pub last night that didn't have a TAB.
Uh-oh.
Now, if that wasn't the worst thing that happened to a person on their birthday,
Thank
I've
God you
never-
thank God you got it on your phone, Jim.
You know what made it worse? I said to the young fellow there, have you got a TAB here? I don't know what that is.
Oh, no. And he works behind a bar.
Oh, he's found it out. I don't know what that is. And with attitude as well. I don't know what that is.
Once you had to be out that one.
No.
But he got to go to the Jindalee Hotel, which did have a TAB and a nice girl behind the bar to talk to.
There you go. All over it, Jim. All over it.
Back 3 dogs and they all won.
He did too.
Back 3 dogs. I haven't had a bet on the dogs for 10 years. That's how bored everybody was. So back 3 dogs. They were all favourite. They all won by a minute.
There you go. That's what
Paid for
they
drinks.
That's what they pays for the drinks.
Oh, Punch isn't short this time. In fact, we might have to go getting it if he doesn't get his own. Or he could chop it in the centre
Oh,
pocket.
he's gone too far.
Oh, not yet. It's fallen back yet. As
That's,
Kane walks past,
that's-
it's fall back.
the big size 13 didn't knock it over.
I don't know how I'm going to last 3 days at this, Chile. They're
You?
long days.
Yeah, they are long days, mate.
We got to do this time span again tomorrow, don't we?
Yep.
Exactly.
I don't
Sorry said he might come and do something tomorrow.
Oh, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Parting is such sweet sorrow. You might call him Hollywood. We've got 2 Hollywoods at home.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's hard to... good shot.
Young Michael then. There you go.
Yeah, well, you're wrong again there.
No, I spoke to him the other day, mate. He's not young anymore.
But he's got the job of the
He's
century, hasn't he?
Absolutely, mate.
Wouldn't
He's
we all
got
love that job?
3 years to go to try and make the over 60s.
Really?
And he doesn't, the selectors don't like him that much, do they?
I don't know. I've got 12 months to go, but I'm not even worried about that. I've had my party.
Oh, Gary. Punts has walked away from that one.
Yeah, well, it's getting a bit
We're six
dewier.
behind. We're 6 behind. We've got a bit of stick on us.
It's getting a bit dewier.
Here we've got some names. James Connolly, Graham Oates, Sandy Howard, Willie Walker.
Willie Walker.
Is that Billy?
Willie.
Well, it says Willie here. Justin Knight, Angela Nelson. I guess that's a bit of a connection. Charlie Neve. Hello, Charlie.
Hey, Charles.
Paul Culis. Jocelyn Haylock. Hello, Jocelyn. And James Connolly's again. Graham Oates is back on. Oh, Gaz.
You got to be up, Gary. You got to be up.
Oh, Gaz.
Poor old Gary.
Julio would have something to say about that.
Oh, mate. It all had to be going up and down,
I
mate.
remember a great call on Julio Camberbassy. Like, we were down here in the state games, and Julio was explaining to someone how these bowls handled the wind better than other bowls. And I said, I come from Bagara. You don't call this wind, you call this how to know what the wide hand and the narrow
hand is, yeah.
If you want wind, you get 40 knots.
Yeah.
Thurlow turned up to play one of those gateway games with the narrowest set of bowls you've ever seen.
I think he's still got them over on Stradbroke.
And he played me in the first game and John in the Sunday morning game. He blew sideways at 40 knots. He had to bowl them 2 foot inside the line to get him to blow out to the line. He lost both games by over 20.
Yeah.
And I said, don't bring those, well, obviously they were under the legal thing, they were so tight. But don't bring those rubbishy skinny bowls to play on 18-second greens with 40 knots of sideways wind. And he's drawing by taking a foot under the line, wrong biasing, and let him drift out in the wind to the thing. Now, you want to try something hard to play?
Yeah.
Oh, Bonnie's not happy.
It made him grow old. It made him grow older that weekend.
Oh, good. The worst experience I've had was when with the new Surface Paradise Bowls Club. Yeah, the elevated one.
Yeah, up on the high.
Yeah, mate. You're throwing it down the other side of the rink to get it somewhere near the line, mate. I had 3
Close
games.
points, inside touch.
Oh, yeah,
There you go.
That's how you do it, Skipper. See?
Just arrive.
You got to get into the head. You tell him as you walk past. Shake the stick at him.
Upstairs at Surface, wasn't a bad place because there's always something going on the 12th floor or the 13th floor that you could have a look at. Here we go. Darryl Zeeth, Anthony Hughes. Hello, Anthony. Mitchell,
Hello, Anthony.
Mitchell Percy, Willie Walker, Justin Knights, and Rip Van Winkle's back on. Anthony Hughes, did you run second or third at Gympie the other day in that $5,000 game for one?
Oh, is this King
2
Wally
games?
now?
Well, Wally's on.
Is that King Willie?
That's King Wall.
Hello, James. Wally King. First time I laid eyes on him, he had his name badge. I thought it was a joke name badge. As I was living with a few of the Valley's players that playing with Wally Lewis at the time, and have a name of, instead of King Wally, he had Wally King written on.
Is this one in the head?
Big try here to make 2.
Oh, look.
We didn't come for a haircut. We're here to win the game.
My cameras are just suffering a little bit in this
Should get us back within 4.
in this low light.
The Jew, mate.
I mentioned your name in a couple of stories earlier today, Wally, and it wasn't that bad.
No, it was all good, Bob.
And I told them how your dad and my dad were good mates. Swapping
Yes.
mangoes for fish.
Yes. I had no idea that Wally come from there. I think he's going to be up by the look of that stance.
Yep.
And he's going to hit something.
Oh, he's got them all.
It's dead and it's on a respot, and the white ball went through to the back.
Yeah, somewhere. Where is it?
Gary's got
The
one
white
left.
ball went through to the back, which will be shot.
Yeah.
How close?
Ooh.
Nearly too close for Gary to beat. Gary's got to draw inside that.
Punchy will tell him, mate.
Might be 2 down. Good result for a smack the front of the head.
Absolutely, mate. When in doubt, have a clout.
When in doubt, have a shout.
No, I'm not going to see it. How about that?
Nearly up.
Good
okay,
effort, mate.
sorry.
Good effort.
You were trying to look over Punce's shoulder.
I was.
One to Gary. He drew it when I doubted him.
There you go.
Did you doubt me? There's Derek Scott walking around the back there with the brute.
I think Matty Sargent's got through. They're taking their bowls off the green.
Yes, so well, they were through. It's just how long they endured the punishment.
Yeah, true that.
I don't know if I got any of that last one.
Kicking off. Okay, Punce, he's been inspired by his skipper's draw shot.
Absolutely.
Mary Dennis, Gavin McDonald, Doug Henry, Sally Welsh, Mitchell Percy, Neil Davis, Bev Hetherington, and Marty Carlos.
Yeah, good
There's
start
one
by
for
Bobby.
you. Marty Carlos.
Marty Carlos.
Now, do you remember Marty Carlos?
Hello, crazy.
He'd always sneak over and play in the Hamilton pairs on the Friday I was talking about.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
He played with, oh, Punch, you just did bowl over.
He's having a great weekend, Anthony or Tony.
Chris,
It's his day after his birthday and he's planning on having a good time.
Chris,
Well done, mate.
could you?
Happy birthday for yesterday.
Oh, it's coming up soon.
It's coming up soon, eh? Mine's coming up on
364
Sunday.
days. Well, I knew you're not far after me.
Yeah, I'm not far after you.
I've meant in dates, not years.
Yeah, dates.
I knew you were April, put it that way.
Yeah, 6th of April.
And Ian Taylor must be coming up because
He's close.
he always calls me young fella, and I've got him by about 5 days.
I think Stevie Glasses on the 10th.
Then
Jeff Delvin's on the 9th.
and then Kirko's soon after
He's,
Stevie because they fight the whole time.
He's the 22nd of April.
Oh, you know all those dates, okay?
Jackie's the 16th.
Well, that's one you should remember. But don't worry about the rest.
Kelvin's son's the 16th.
Okay.
I know a few, mate.
Good shot here.
Only the
Jack.
people named April.
Got the bowl for 2.
Anyway,
Yeah, you
boys.
only count April?
Aye.
Only
No, you
count
can't
April.
April, mate. Yeah.
Yep. Anybody that's not born in April,
No, well,
you leave them out.
They're a fool, mate. What was their parents thinking?
I see what you did there. April Fool.
Fool.
Did you mean to do that?
Yeah, more or less. Just like Twitter's digging up their #1 green, yeah.
What?
Didn't you see that on Facebook?
Oh no, it was I didn't actually see it on Facebook.
They're looking for hidden treasure from 1921.
Oh, right.
Anyway, it was good.
And didn't do it, of course.
No, of course not. I didn't see any
Oh, Gazzy, you missed it by a bit then.
tracks on the green. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to drive back to the Gold Coast. It's been a pleasure to spend time with you this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Shillington. It's been sensational to have you on board
Pleasure
for
again.
the commentary for basically 2 games.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
15 ends and 10 ends. That's basically 2 games.
That's
I
just-
don't know what the paycheck is.
That's pretty nice.
You get double what I get, I guess.
Yeah, mate. Bugger all. That's what I
Very good to see you, Shillo, as always.
You too, mate. Love you, brother.
Bye now.
Bye now.
You tried to be so careful
We used
too.
to, we used to have a headset.
We used to have. Oh, they're on the table.
Move over, Gary. This is somewhere near it. Move over, Gary. We might see you on Sunday in the quarterfinals, Shiller. He's gone.
We're gone.
He's got a couple of sons playing.
Well, that'd be a treat.
That's possibly the worst shot that Bonnie's played, holding 2 shots. I think she was trying to sit on the yellow balls. Toddy McIntosh, lucky we didn't see you on there while Shillo was still here. Jay By Morris, John Walton, George and Gina Webster, Bev Hetherington, Margaret Newitt, Marcello Parella.
This is better. Hurry.
We're called a blocker. Mark Parella, Bev Hetherington and JB Norris. Pretty interesting game. We've had the other 3 winners through to go to Sunday morning.
We'll see that last one again. Well, there's your answer there.
There's the answer. Everybody's been asking, are they boyfriend, girlfriend? Now, that's pretty close. Junior Thane. Junior Thane, even you would be able to figure out that with their boyfriend, girlfriend. They call Peter Leon Junior now Junior. And I keep telling there's only Junior McMahon and Junior Thane. David Wilkes is back. Good, Dave. Max Simmons and Simmons' son. Don't know you, Max, but thanks for coming. Margaret Newitt, Frank Graham.
Speaking of Junior.
Junior Thane's always got something to say. In the area again here. Does he make 3 of his pretty bowls?
He's going to hurry. You know,
He's up. He's whether he hides. Oh.
Front of the jack, front of the bowl.
He's left something to get.
He's actually behind the jack.
And when you're 6 behind, you've got to play this one, Gary.
Let's see if he gets it away. Nice. Yep.
Well, he's not short by the way he got that away. And he's in the area. He's a bit jack-wise.
Has he got a bit of it? He's got
enough of it to be 1 down. Kuntz is so pleased he didn't even mark it. he's so thrilled with getting second shot that he didn't even mark the touch-up.
Well, there you go. Look, wave to the audience. There you go. There's me.
No, right.
You can't see you behind. You're hiding.
That's much better. Oh, he's playing down backhand. He might fancy that being shot then. No, he's just going to draw another one where he drew the previous one.
Inside.
Just like shell and peas.
There. Is that easy, is it? Shelling peas?
Well, it must be. Only one. Kuntz isn't going to give 2 away without a fair bit of measuring. And he's not going to be doing the measuring. I wouldn't bet on 1. I reckon even chance of being 2 here. Aaron Jones, Gil Homan, Wilksey, David Keogh, Frank Graham and Todd McIntosh. I was looking at names, I didn't look at the score.
Just the one.
Just one?
I think so.
We'll put 1 on and see if we get the scoreboard right. James Connolly, Gil Homan.
And we're going back. Instructions are to stretch it out. printouts are coming. Wonder what we're getting a printout of.
We'll be nearly up to the last few races at night meeting tonight. Oh, I only had one bet, didn't I? Should have a look how it went. Okay, here she comes. We're on it. She's been playing pretty good. We're going to back her in.
Got the right grass.
I'll call it all right just there behind, a couple of foot behind.
That'll do.
We won't be unhappy.
Shillow, I like that. Putting it 2 feet behind or 3 feet. They've just got to stop them from getting a number, haven't they? Let them have one, maybe. Well, they're not going to get one if Leon does that.
Lee puts.
Well, every camera is showing a different version of the light that's out there.
He changed hands and drawn one nearly flush.
They've been playing the wrong hand all day.
No, she's playing both hands pretty good.
Yes, she is. David, watching from Mackenzie Park on the Gold Coast.
David, sorry.
Did you miss that?
Oh, can't see. Oh, David McCann. Okay, Dave. Jimmy Starr Jr., that's enough. We're looking at Gene Barber in the next race at Cranbourne, really.
Jimmy Starr at Sydney tomorrow. Oh, there's a tip.
Group race.
That'll change the odds with you two knowing that one.
It's in a group race. There's plenty of chances.
You better lock it in before.
No, if you got a back winners in group races, you could get old.
Okay. How good's this?
This out looks like a volunteer out there working at putting all the shade cloths back. We don't need any shade cloths just at the moment. Oh, guys, you need a tickle.
He's getting it. So, just like us, they've been working hard all day. They've played their 3 games to get this far.
60 ends.
60 ends, and now they're doing this, and they're still going strong. But they do get tomorrow off. We got a different bunch tomorrow.
60 ends. Very testing. 60 ends. Bunce isn't beaten yet. He's on the ropes.
That's not going to help. Punce has got to do all the work.
No, he's got to play something good out of this. Only because the opposition's playing pretty good.
Well, all in all, I think Derek will be quite happy with his first day, especially with the weather.
Well, he's done a lot of work.
And a lot of work in the preparation.
Mm.
You know what? They basically had this plan well, and that was New Year's. Come on, Punce, you can do this.
Well, we have to wind the clock back a bit.
He's wide. No,
No,
he's good.
not. He's played it good.
He's a bit wide, but he's stiff.
Didn't get shot. He did everything but get shot.
Now, Bonnie, you've been a little bit narrow on that hand. Let's see if you can keep it out there.
Yeah, she's fine. She gets there, she's shot, but I think she's up the green.
Oh, that's got massive nuisance value right there.
I called a blocker.
What are you going to do, Peter? You've got to get 7 shots, 5 ends.
Played it good again. He's on his own. He's on his own, which must get him shot, surely.
Yeah, bust in there.
No,
oh,
he
he's
doesn't.
still short.
He doesn't, he falls back. But it's a gaping bowl to sit now. And if he gets the... If Gary can hit the red and yellow onto the jack, it's going to 2 more red and yellows.
Well, they're going to come up with a plan here.
Ashley Van Winkle's got the whole screen says he's watching 8 times, 9 times.
He's just doing other stuff on his phone at the same time.
Okay. So he's looking at Pakenham or Cranbourne, whatever's on tonight.
Yes. And he pops back and sees what's going on.
Okay. Well, even if he gives this away, I would think that he just gets in the head, sits on his shot bowl.
Not doing too much wrong here so far.
He's got to get around the punts. Or he has to pull up without knocking him down.
Oh, he's got, and just fall over.
And fell back.
He wants that one out of the head.
You don't have to be rocket science to call that one, Peter Leon. Is he round the short one?
He's not, he's narrow.
He's not, well, might be
He's
quick enough.
Missed everything. Oh, can he? No, he didn't get in there. But a couple of seconds if he does it with his next one.
Not really Gary's favourite speed of green. He likes a bit quicker green where he can play those shots without putting his full body weight behind them, whereas
And
Kane plays all speeds.
And the cameras are showing that there's an awful lot of light out there, and
Yeah.
there's not.
It's nearly dark.
It's nearly dark.
Close here. He's got to come off. He's quite have punts yet. Yeah, give it away.
Just the one.
He's still got to trail the kitty. Seven behind, Alden 1.
He loves that stick for giving directions.
Wide to be good.
Turning. Can he get a little bit of help?
Who said he was too wide to be good? Two.
One.
It'll be 2 when they sort it out, which will make it to 9. 4 ends to go. 5 the difference.
You're never out of it in this game.
They're certainly not out of it, but they have their backs to the wall. Kane gave one away.
Kicking him back.
Kane gave one away.
See that?
And Gary got a little bit of the right rub of the green to make 2. To
That
make it
camera-
interesting.
That camera's showing that there's so much light, and it's just not that way at all. And their eyes are.
I'm tempted to go out of this room and see how dark it is out there, because I can barely see the players on the green through the window, but I think they're blackened out windows. They don't want the sun firing into here. They're darkened windows. Tell you what, Af is pulling up before the ditch. No, he's going in.
Oh, that one's pulled up. Got a bit scared of him going in the ditch.
Get that right toe up in front of the mat. Oh, there it is. Well, it's a measure. Oh no, there's enough weight. Doubt if it'll be shot, but we'll have a little bit on Bonnie drawing this on the long end. You got a long way to come yet?
No, she's had a big day. She was plonking them on in the first game, wasn't she?
She's got 2 second shots.
Have they got nothing at the back?
I would think that
No, it's just hiding in behind the
it's the CD. Yeah, there it is. I can see your head in there.
I should sit down, my legs are tired. But I concentrate better standing.
Gary is a pretty good shot here. It's got to keep coming the last roll, and it has. Probably dropped. It dropped 2.5 foot short, which is probably not enough to beat Kane. Kane more than likely draws inside 2.5 feet. He might have to hit the jack, and he goes in the ditch. Wrong again, Delaney. He's going to change his hand. No, he's not going to change his hand. He's not going to be up.
Let's see if we can fix the looseness of this end.
He's not going to be up yet.
Well, just like I said, I'm sitting down because legs are tired. Their legs are tired too, I'd say, and the hands are tired. And
He's in trouble.
it's
He
probably
got past that first one. I didn't know he'd get past the first one.
probably getting a bit cool out there
He
too.
does something.
Well, it cuts it to 1.
Cuts it to 1. He's a good metre short.
Cuts it to 1 with 6 points ahead on the 11th end.
My mathematics is telling me it's 5.
5. Yeah, you're right. There you go. See, tired.
You were close. You were
Oh, I was
within
only one off.
You were within 1. It can't be any nicer than that. Especially if you've got Junior Thane listening, Wally King listening, Anthony Hughes listening. They could be harsh at times. Righto, Gary's taken about the right grass. Is he up? No. Oh, it's punts. He's only halfway up.
Whose idea was it to do full length? Peter Leon's.
We've got 3 up there now, my dear.
Well, it's tricked Bonnie up, but it's tricked everyone else up.
They've got 1 out of 5 so far on the rink. They've got 1 in the ditch and 3 up there.
Now he's given it a bit. Surely that looked like a lot.
Shot. It's a pretty close shot too.
Well, that'll work. Talked him into it.
Might have made 3. I guess it probably made 3. It probably brought that jock high one in.
Oh, Bonnie's let it go.
Needed a full runner.
Ex-rugby player, hey? There you go. Obviously it was a bit rough on her body, from what I'm going to guess her mum said. Don't think she'll do a hip playing bowls.
Timmy Smith. Don't reckon Kane will be as cranky as Bonnie, at Bonnie as anyone else. Yeah, you're going pretty right there, Timbo. Come on, Bond.
Is that the Tim Smith I know?
Yeah. There's only one Tim Smith. Lucky there's not two. Of course it's the Tim Smith you know. Well, here comes another one up the front.
As long as he doesn't hit anything.
Anything.
Can't even backdoor it.
That's 7.5 foot short.
Well, you and Shillo certainly
Had to get inside
made good
them.
commentary with your stories and your name, talking about old names.
Oh, Shillo and I can talk about old names because we're old.
Hmm.
Well, Shillo's a bit younger than me. Fair bit younger than me. He's not 60 yet. But we did knock around about the same time. Shillo was a star lead. He was just sought after. This game's going to get a little bit tight.
Yeah, got a rub.
That's 4. That makes 1 the difference.
Has he only got one left?
Tell you soon. He's played
Yep.
he's played much better.
He's only got one left.
But is he up?
I think he's too much up.
No, he's not too much up. He's not up.
Oh, okay. Geez, it looked deceiving. Oh, okay. This it's made things interesting. Don't change the channel, folks.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4,
I'm
at
sa-
least.
I'm saying 4.
He had 4 fingers in the air.
Well, he only had 4 near it, but that makes 1 the difference. We're game on.
You want to see what he had?
Three ends to go. I wasn't looking, but I imagine this one is fairly long, seeing as they managed to dig 4 out. No, it's not as long as I thought. I thought he would have been right on the ditch, and he's dropped up the green.
No, that's
well.
all right. It'll get knocked up from there.
3.5 feet. It's easy to be up to the head while we're sitting in this little room with the air conditioning on.
Kane's willing it to get in there.
It's not up.
I told you it could be knocked up.
He's got to get knocked up 11 times by that amount if it's going to be up.
Well, it's even Steven as we look at the game at the moment.
That one's not on the card yet. She doesn't need much more. She only needs another couple of feet.
Once it's changed hands,
He's not up.
use that. And 2 to get knocked up 11 times.
Hold this one behind and get your angles right.
Could
This-
Peter Leon and Gary Andrew
This is
pull
money.
this
This is a
out?
money ball.
Pull this off.
This is a money ball. She's been waiting for this one.
Oh, look at that. We'll give her the lot. She can get a
What's the lot?
toucher and she can have a shot. Yeah. I wish I had a cuddle icon, but all I can do is give you Sir Francis track.
How about we just say it was a good roll?
Well, normally I'm on my own, so I've got to do things like that to entertain
Jay
myself.
by Norris is watching. Hello, Jay.
Wish I could figure out why that goes away. Timmy. Yeah, you're probably
Gary the
right.
tomato farmer. It's nearly time for a drink, I can tell you. I had 2 schooners with Shillo. That's the limit we've ever had, the minimum limit. That's in the pack. Tuck this away a foot. Tuck, no, I made 2.
Do you want a beer? You might say no.
I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out the answer to that. Come on, arrive. He had to tuck this kitty up. Where are you? He punches in there. Oh, he dropped up in the pack. Okay, Gary, won the difference. And it's just sitting there asking you to sit it and stay in its place. Playing wasn't from lack of trying, was it? With a toucher. I haven't got him here to push the toucher button. That's in the pack. If it gets around it. No, it's in the pack. Oh, it's sitting there and waiting to make 2 shots for... Seen Peter Leon play this shot before today. It might, Timbo, it might be past bedtime for Peter Leon, but I reckon if he sits this bowl and makes 2, he'll look pretty wide awake.
There you go. Cheers.
Oh, he's waved his stick in the air and he's close. Going, gone. Nowhere near it. Another toucher. I've touched it twice since you've been away.
Yeah.
But you went away to buy me a schooner. I suggest you could go away as often as you wish. Well, that changed things a lot. They've had 2 touches and all they did was chuck it in behind. It'll keep the crowd, bring the crowds back. We don't want to have them winning by 20 shots like the other 3 knockout games were.
Oh, this game will bring the crowds back.
They wanted to know which one I wanted to put on the live streaming. Not
Well,
a
yeah.
bad guess.
Well, you chose the right one because everyone else finished a couple of hours ago.
Oh, geez, they bowled their last 3 bowls there. How far off the jack? Not very far.
Quarter inch. That sounds close.
I can tell you now, seriously, that a quarter inch is close. Tell you something else, if he clears that first one, no he doesn't, knocks it up for 2.
He's going to give one away.
Hang on. Let's have a look at getting round the back somewhere near us.
Just whoa.
We've dropped a lot of short ones. We don't want to be short.
Yeah, we can't be cavalier anymore. They caught up. I don't know if that was the right word, but you know what I meant.
Can't see the angles. Yeah, she's got good track. If she gets anywhere, it should just about count.
That'll be 3. Let's see if they can hold on to that. Keep their lead.
That's something.
I was getting you a beer and we can see the TV in the back room and the bloke looks up and goes, wasn't that 13-7 a minute ago? And I said, yeah, they're right in it. But if they keep this 3, that'll just give them that little lead they need.
I think it's only 2, but still.
Oh, okay.
The left-hand bowl's nearly jack-eye, or is jack-eye. But saying that, Gary can get any sort of contact there. They played the shot, both of them have played the shot nearly perfectly where they've touched the kitty. But also we're on a heavy green, we're talking about just getting there to touch the kitty again. Having a bit of a look at it.
Oh, sorry, I'm preoccupied by a bloke behind me. So that was wrong. Pay attention, Dana.
Right, he was a little bit under. He was playing a bit more weight than they've been playing.
The barman was sneaking up behind me. I thought I did something wrong.
Kunz is looking at whether it's 2 or 3. So it must be fairly close to being 3. Can't exactly figure out where that kitty is situated behind that one on the line. We know he's got the right grass here, so we find out what happens after that. No, he hasn't got the right grass, but hasn't got any weight as well. Waves that stick around so well, doesn't he? And he's going to run straight in front of this pole, and it's halfway down, so we can't see it. Tight.
Looks a little tight, doesn't it?
Very tight, not little.
Kane's got one left.
Drawing a shot. Trying to make 3. Kunz has got the stick waving. I think he's thinking of hitting Bonnie with it. It's the only person close to him. That's why she's standing more than
Does he try to come?
more than a stick's length
Does he
away
try to
from
come in there?
Yeah, well, he only has to sit down the 3rd white bowl out there where he is. He sits on that, he makes 3. Or sits it down.
He's got the weight to do it.
He doesn't want to hit any jacks. He makes 3 just like that. Or he makes...
Yeah, 3.
Oh, he will kick 3 out.
Without even
Oh,
second guessing.
Every chance of being 4. Four.
4.
See that scoreboard to check the scoreboard right with 2 ends to play. That 4 came out of a couple of good bowls, a couple of short bowls, and then 2 little touches of the kitty, one by Peter and one by Gary. Next thing they're 4 down. They both touched the kitty on there, trying to just arrive with a foot of weight, which they did. Couldn't say they were unfortunate. Hello, Vards. What have you got to say? You put a bowls link. You put a bowls link number on there. Surely she's up with this one. She dropped a few short ones, but this one is up, which has pleased Kane no end. That's the time limit. I heard the bell go. This would be last end then. Did you hear the bell?
I heard a bell. Let's see if I can get the math right this time. They need 4 to tie. What happens if they get a 4?
They play some more ball. They've got to get a winner.
Even though the bell's gone?
Yep. Well, they've got to get a winner to go to Sunday morning.
Well, bring it on. Get us a 4.
Had to get the snick on it.
Hard to get 4 inside that.
Can easily get 4 inside it, but you won't want to play too many ordinary ones. It's a bit over 2 feet. You want to be... Oh, it even forced him onto the backhand.
That's it. Load up the back and move the jack to the bowls. Good plan.
And A will be that Kane draws another bowl within 2 foot. They have a deepwood, and they may only have to start spreading the news. They're in a nice position with the bell gone, so it's last end. And Kane is very capable of drawing a little shot here. Is he round it?
And a toucher.
Is he round it?
Lots of chalk.
I guess the white ball is not covering the spot already. Got an easy equation now. Oh, he's thereabouts.
He's got the weight this time.
Have you got the weight?
And a rub, and it's too much. Got that close one away though.
Well, guess what? Kane's going to throw one down and get it inside a metre. Might get it inside an inch yet.
It's just incredible, isn't it?
Well,
That's all day and he's still doing that.
oh, he's champion of champions at Bagara in October. He played 4 days and he didn't bowl that far away on the carpet. He played 8 bowls that far away in 4 days play.
And Bagara's not the easiest green to play on.
Close here, very good shot.
Get a bit of it, all of it. There, he's staying.
1, 2, trying to get 4. We better angle around that one of the white bowls somewhere out here. Well, could be 3. Just to keep the crowd entertained. Could be 3, could be 1. Oh, I think it's 3. Definitely 2.
It does make it interesting, doesn't it?
Oh, wouldn't it be? How would you get a 5 out of this end and win the game by 1?
Well, that's on as well, isn't it?
Oof.
Wow, I'm only looking at going an extra end.
She's played this oh, it's not getting home. Need to stay up too. Gave it a chance. Don't think it went in the sink. Can we go a little bit further back?
Yeah, what do you want to see?
I want to see where that white bowl finished. Yep, just a metre behind. It's something. Kane's down to the praying position. Kane. And the hat off. He's only got 1 knee on the ground, 2 knees for praying. He's praying once he doesn't draw 2 more shots. Well, he'll have to play something here shortly.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. I'm not looking. I'm not watching.
I'm looking at. Okay.
Yeah, once you're in the area.
And if he's up, he hits the kitty, and that's the end of the game.
You might just bring that one a bit closer.
Only 3 now. That one can't be in. That
No,
one's
I don't
probably
think
close.
so.
It's not far out.
Well, this is a goodie.
It's skinny.
Don't promote anything. Oh, we're not going to
Can't
see.
quite- It did, knocked him in for an extra. Only got 4 now.
Oh, you can't write. You can't write bowl stories this good, can you?
Well, that was Kane will be down on both knees after that one. He's probably going to have to hammer. You'll see P. Leon. P. Leon draws number 5.
And they're sitting holding
It's
game.
coming. It's a coming. Oh, it's a blocker.
It counts and it's in the way. Well, any sit and stay,
Hard to say if that counts or not.
any sit and stay
No,
helps.
no. He's straight down like between those 2 bowls at 100 mile an hour.
Oh, okay.
Big, big, big.
Not conservative.
Big, big, big. He hasn't got a choice.
He's not that sort of a fella.
He must play big down that gap.
As Shiloh says, it's not in his nature.
Well, it's not a shot on. You can't play piddle here. You win or die. Great shot.
Got him. That's enough.
Well, it's got 2 to go. He draws 2 more and make 5.
Oh, okay. Ah.
He might have got him, but it's not over, baby blue. It was the shot to be played, and he played it.
No. I'm sticking with 2 out helps.
Well, you're sticking with Gary drawing 2 shots here and making 5? Because if he draws 1 and makes 4, what does Kane play next? Does he draw to beat that jack-high bowl, or does he go again? He hasn't got a target like he had last time.
No, his hole's there now.
It depends where this bowl of Gary's finishes.
No
Gary
time.
drops 4 foot short.
No time for nothing for short.
Gary drops 4 foot short. Kane draws 3rd shot, and we go to the game over. Fair bit of stick on everybody in this end. Well, he's got a track. He's played the right grass.
Well, we've brought bowls to you all day,
He's played the right grass.
and we've got a cracker.
He's going to pull up for...
Fall over, you might help. What can we hear?
Puncher's given the maybe. My
See if-
favourite, she said. I could hear a voice.
Yep, I turned it up so we could hear. It means we hear more crickets.
Kane's down for a look. When we play the extra end, I'll probably have to go for a toilet run after drinking this cleaner.
Well, there's no time limit on the next end if there's another in.
Coming to you. Now, this bloke is a good enough player. Oh, he's going big again.
Ooh, did he change his mind, or does it feel
Oh,
slippery?
No, he's just slippery. He's going to go big. I thought he'd be drawing. I don't know what he's going to hit. He thinks he can hit. He missed.
Nothing.
We're doing 4 and a bowl to come.
So is it? You're thinking it's tie? That's what she said. Favoured their bowl inside hers.
If it was only 3, he would have been drawing. I think he should have been drawing anyway.
What did Gary do with his last bowl? That's
He
his.
bowled at 2 foot 6
2
behind,
foot behind.
which is the measure bowl. They've got 3 and a measure.
He's just going to draw, isn't he?
Yeah.
You wouldn't come round here and roll that
No,
one
no,
out.
no. He plays the same bowl. He beats his own bowl, he's got at least a tie.
So it's a measure, but at the moment we're sitting at a draw.
Well, we think that she said she favoured the last bowl to be number 4. Whatever we could hear on the microphone, and whatever anybody else at home heard on the microphone.
And as you can tell by Kane, those bowls are getting very slippery.
He wouldn't have run at that if he was only 3 down.
Take the grass, give it some weight. Even if you sit on your wide one. Actually, even if
You come round, draw a toucher about an inch and only have 3, that wouldn't be much fun.
Is it too much?
Not yet, because he catches that jack-high bowl. If he catches that jack-high bowl...
He's knocked it out. He's
and now
knocked
it's
out his
only 3.
close.
Now it's only 3, and it's game over.
Oh my. OMG. That's a get out of jail free card.
We don't know whether that was 4th shot or not, but we know it's only 3. And the score now is 14 ends, bell gone. And it's 17-16, and Bonnie and Kane go through to Sunday morning.
Just like that.
You'll be able to watch that again. I suggest that Gary Andrews and the Punts won't want to watch that again.
No, and I'm too slow for a replay on that, and I don't think it was worth looking at.
We don't want to watch a replay of that. Anybody wouldn't watch, but we
No.
would. We don't know whether it was already 4. We might quiz the players later to find out if they think it was already 4.
But that was riveting. That's what you call
Riveting.
a post-sectional
Riveting.
last 16 knockout.
Riveting. You call that a great game to be live streamed. Fantastic.
That'll get some views.
Gary put his boot to that kitty like he really meant it to.
Mm.
Thank you, linesman. Thank you, ball boys. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:10. We'll be back Sunday morning at 8:10. and it's nearly time to knock off for the day. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, viewers. Bye now.
Thank you, Jim C. Thank you for all your talk today. Thank you for Shirley from coming in. Appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Please share and like and subscribe. I've picked up 50 subscribers on YouTube just in the last 24, 48 hours. I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you very much. So I'm over 800 now. I was about 750 something this time last week. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you are watching this on the Jindalee Facebook page, you can tune in tomorrow on your smart TV or on your anything else you've got that will play YouTube, and do a search for Bowls Promo TV. Telecast is brought to you by my side company, which is bowlspromogear.com.au. There's a collection of things I've done over the last 25 years for bowls clubs around Australia. My name's Wayne Netter, and you've been listening also to Jim C all the way from Bargara, Bundaberg.